All right, so have you ever found an antique or vintage perfume bottle that has an atomizer, the squeeze bulb or the hose with the squeeze bulb, and you're like, damn, it's missing the top, or it's missing parts, or the hose is like pulverized, it's disintegrated because it's rubber. And you're like, what do I do? I really want the bottle, but it's not complete. Well, we just got this from eBay and it's fragile. And I know it's pronounced fragile. One time somebody wrote in the comments, it's pronounced fragile. Well, no, duh. I know that. I'm just kidding. They really believe me. It's insane that some people think like they don't get my jokes. I guess maybe my jokes aren't funny. All right, let's get this unboxed. Well, Taggletop. Yeah, I'm trying not to use expletives. Yeah, this is a problem. All right, 1920s, 1930s. Czech, or what we know is the Republic of Czechoslovakia today, I believe, or what was back then known as Bohemia, perfume bottle, Bohemian perfume bottle. Bohemian glass is actually quite beautiful, but what to do, what to do, what to do. All right, so I'm going to show you what to do. I'm not an expert, but let's try to fix this darn thing. All right, so I go on Amazon and I get what's called burner bottles for parts. And they sell these little fake crystal bottles with atomizer bulbs and hoses for about between $8.99 and $10.99. And so I throw the glass away and I used all the parts for it. So, all right, so what color do we go with? They come in different colors. I usually find them with gold hoses and bulbs, black ones, almost like a light teal blue, purple, and pink. It's just hard to get in every color you want, but pretty much they have the colors that will probably match your bottle. All right, so I'm noticing gold because we got the gold. Look at the enamel work. But how do we do this? And let me show you. I've done this before. It's not my first rodeo. Okay, first things first is we need the hose and we need the bulb. So we're going to unscrew this. Thank God they didn't glue it in or weld it in. It's actually, you can remove it. And that's why I get these burner bottles. Now I'm going to put a link for these items in the description on YouTube. I can't, if this is on TikTok and you're seeing this, I can't put any links here, unfortunately. So you can get these burner bottles for parts. So go on my YouTube channel by going on my profile if you're on TikTok. Underneath, I guess, my name and stuff, it'll say, like, here's my YouTube link. If you can't click it, just paste it, copy it, and paste it in your browser, and go through my videos, and you'll probably find the same video there. All right, so we got that off. By the way, see, this is another part I could use. This is a male to female nipple that you can actually use. You can unscrew this out with the needle nose pliers, and sometimes you might need this piece. See, like right here, you might need a threaded piece coming down to screw in the hose. But this one, I think, has one. So if not, we can use this male to female piece. All right, let's go ahead, see if this unscrews. And sometimes they're really on there tight. And then you have to get a needle nose pliers or WD-40, let it soak, and then turn it. But you don't want to squeeze it too hard because it'll bend. So you can sometimes take a wide rubber band and wrap it around there, and it'll get a grip with your needle nose pliers, so you don't have to squeeze as hard to turn it. And by the way, you're going to turn it left to unscrew it. Right is tight, left is loose. All right, so this is budging. Sometimes they don't budge, and you gotta, like I said, play around with it a little. We want to get this piece off. This is what the old bulb attachment was attached to. I'm gonna save this piece. Now we have a dry rotted piece of hose in here. Sometimes they don't come out. They're as hard as stone, like this one here. All right, so your best bet is to unscrew the top that's in there, because if you're gonna start playing around with this, the glass might break. And wow, look at that. It has its original glass rod to draw up the perfume. All right, I'm gonna have to get my tools out. Now, I get these little plier sets on Amazon. It comes in like a little case that, and it has all different size pliers, all different shape heads on them. And we're going to have to try to get that dry rotted hose out, which can really pose a huge monkey wrench into this situation here. All right, this is Jeweler's ones that has curves, but I might end up breaking the rod, by grabbing onto this thing and messing around. Now, if you have DeVilbiss brand, 1920s, 1930s atomizers, this is the same premise. Generally, DeVilbiss also used Czechoslovakian glass for their bottles as well, and usually had the same collars. All right, so let's try to get this out without damaging this, because if we damage that, we're pretty much screwed, boys and girls. It's actually budging. Thank Jesus. All right, so I'm just going to keep turning it till it comes out. Now, hopefully, we will have that metal screw in here. And, this is going to pose an issue. All right, so what we have here is something shaped like a teardrop. I hate these with a damn passion. I literally hate these. This is going to cause an issue. All right, so generally these would have a screw like this. I don't know if you can see this. Like a threaded screw that comes down like this. And then you can just clearly just go like that and just screw that right in. But we have an issue. We might be able to jam this in. I can't promise that it can happen. But if we can jam it in, oh, okay. Let me just try turning it. Oh, okay, boys and girls, we just, yeah, actually, but this is going to show. And so it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Let me do a little experimentation here. Let me see if I screw this piece in, the original collar piece, if this little nipple still sticks out, and then we can still have the decor above it. But yeah, this is going to, yep, it's not going to, I mean, you can probably glue that like that, but you know what? It's not that bad looking. Let's just unscrew it. Usually we have, again, a straight screw that this fits, because there's like a piece of silicone in here that grabs onto everything, but it's not to be. But it's not that bad. It's going to be fine. It's going to work. And there you go. I want to show you one other thing really fast. All right, so these bottles, look, if you're going to look for a top piece, say the bottle just came like this, and a lot of times they will be missing the top sprayer. You're going to need a top, all right? So on Amazon, they sell these burner bottles. Well, you are able to use them for perfume, but these ones with the pointy tops do not unscrew at all. So you can't use this piece to go into the collar of your bottle. But I did find, but I use these for other bottles, you know, the parts, the hose and this and that. Because sometimes I need it in gold, where the hardware is in gold. And sometimes the other one, this version, comes in only silver hardware. So, all right, I don't know if you're understanding what I'm talking about. All right, so sometimes these ones will fit into these bottles. And let's try it. It's amazing because it usually works with DeVilbiss, also brand bottles. And you can screw it in, and yes, it does fit. So again, links will be in the description below. But that's silver and this is gold. So what you can do is get something called Rub and Buff. It's like a sort of like a wax paint. And it comes in all different colors. In gold, I get it in antique gold. And then I take like a paintbrush. I take this off. I take a paintbrush and I just make this gold and then buff it and it shines like that. And then I put a piece of masking tape going around here on the fabric part. And then I use the Rub and Buff to make the hardware gold to match it. So there's a lot of different things you can do. All right, so I'm going to give you links to these burner bottles you can get on Amazon. Pay attention. When you click on the link, if you see a top that looks like this and you needed a top for one of these bottles, this usually fits. If it doesn't fit, if it's slightly too loose, what you can do is get Teflon tape. I don't know what I did with the rolls. You can get Teflon tape. I get like 1/2 inch. You can actually take a scissor and cut it in the center and make it smaller. And I pull this up. I don't know if you can see this. And I go around the back of here. You got to start from the back and then press down on it. Make it tight. I don't know if you can see that. And then I cut a piece off with my hand. And I just wrap it around really tight, multiple times clockwise, in the clockwise position, to make this part wider. And it grips. It'll grip inside your bottle then. You might have to do it multiple times and keep cutting off pieces until it fits just right. And it's got that like grab where it grabs. Now the problem is with collecting antique bottles is that they don't make replacement parts. You're going to have to job it out to other things like burner pieces. You might even be able to get a bottle about the same contemporary that's like cracked or damaged, but you can take the pieces off and you can get it for cheap. All right, this we're going to just take off now. Again, if I give you the links on my YouTube channel, if you're on TikTok, again, go to my profile to get my YouTube channel. If you see these pointed tops, these do not screw off and wouldn't even fit in these collars. You'd have to get the bottle, and I'll show you what it looks like, and they come in different colors. The bottle with this top. And it'll look like this. When you click on the links, pay attention. I'm not going to write whole descriptions under each link, which is which. And it's going to look like this. So look for the bottles with this. Again, you can paint these. I didn't see them come with the gold hardware. It only came with the silver version. All right, so in this case, we were lucky. We were able to replace our pump. Now, you can cut these shorter, but there is a caveat to that. So say I was to cut the hose shorter and then take this piece and move it down further. What happens is it frays. So when you're trying to, like say you cut your hose here or here, you have this piece of the hose and you want to attach it into here. When you go to push it in, it frays and it runs. So what you're going to have to do is if you cut it, you're going to have to put glue going around the top part of it, let it dry, and then put a dab of glue on the very top part of the hose and then stick it in to this metal piece. Otherwise, you're going to have a disaster. All right, so I'm going to just screw this back in, the original one. You're very lucky if you find the original one of these. Then you're like actually having a great day. But I'm going to take it outside really fast to show you in the light. Now, another thing is this starts to slip out. You know, the one with the nipple, it starts to slip out. You can take, again, a little bit of that Teflon tape and put it on the piece that came down, the nipple piece. Wrap it around a couple of times and then jam this thing up and it'll give it more grab. All right, so here's our bottle. Really quite beautiful. And I just really don't like that little part, but it's really not that noticeable at a distance. You have the bulb on it now. Does it work? The answer is, let me check. I can actually feel air coming out of it when I place this near my face and I squeeze. So I think it does. Now, it's not going to always work. So if you get it even displayable, then that's actually a good thing. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all soon. Again, links will be on my YouTube channel video if you're on TikTok watching this. So long, and I'll see you on the next restoration. Oh, guys, I forgot to show you something. It's so amazing. I am like mystified by it. Look on the bottom of this beautiful 1920s, 1930s Bohemian bottle. It has the original price tag of $5.50. In 1927, I'm just going to give a number, 1927. $5.50 was equivalent to $102.41. Can you believe that? My God, this bottle was over $100 in the 1920s. Really quite cool.